Nearly time for the NFL draft. You come to Green Bay, and while we've been counting down the days, so too have the scammers.
Tonight, the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade and Consumer Protection warning football fans of scams they need to be alert of before attending. New at 5, Samantha Cavalli is in our Fox Valley newsroom with what people should be on the lookout for. Samantha.
Right, Cami and Bill, since Green Bay was announced as the host city for the NFL draft, football fans have been gearing up for the once-in-a-lifetime event. However, that also includes scammers. One of the most concerning scams revolves around lodging, as many people will need a place to stay. While some will opt for hotels, others will opt for Airbnbs, Vrbo, and more. Michelle Reinen with the Division of Trade and Consumer Protection says in some cases, scammers will post fake listings online of properties they see that are available from April 24th through the 26th. She says to do your research on the place before submitting a payment. This includes cross-referencing photos online, verifying the address, and checkout reviews.
You also want to verify any listing for reviews. You want to take and put the listing out there and put key search words like complaint, scam, and see if anything comes back from other people's experiences with that.
Other scams Reinen says fans should be aware of include buying fake tickets and clicking on imposter websites. Tonight at 6, we'll go more into detail about what to look out for when it comes to those scams. Reporting live in the Fox Valley newsroom, Samantha Cavalli, Action 2 News.